Gleb Tsipursky, Never Go With Your Gut, How Pioneering Leaders Make the Best Decisions and Avoid Business Disasters. Avoid terrible advice, cognitive biases, and poor decisions. In the hyper-competitive modern business world, relying on gut instincts can often lead to disastrous decisions. In Never Go With Your Gut, Gleb Tsipursky explores the cognitive biases that steer us astray, providing actionable insights on overcoming these tendencies and embracing a more analytical, methodical decision-making approach. The book delves into the interaction between the automatic and intentional systems in our brains, examining various biases, their origins, and their impacts on decision quality. Exploring a range of topics including risk-taking, loss aversion, and the dangers of individualism in the workplace, this summary offers valuable lessons for managers and executives looking to avert costly mistakes and drive organizational success.
Trust your gut. Think again. Acting on intuition can often lead to poor business decisions, and a methodical approach is crucial in achieving desired outcomes. The prefrontal cortex houses the intentional system, which supports rational problem-solving and learning rather than the knee-jerk responses generated by the amygdala, or the automatic system. By recognizing the need for a decision, collecting information, establishing criteria, conceiving solutions, evaluating options, executing the chosen solution, and assessing and tweaking it thereafter, individuals can successfully navigate business decisions and be equipped to receive suggestions from independent observers. While it may be tempting to trust your gut, it is vital to understand that the amygdala-generated instinctive response can often spell disaster and that a well-thought-out decision-making process is essential. Overcoming cognitive biases. In Thinking, Fast and Slow, the author, Daniel Kahneman, highlights the impact of cognitive biases on our decision-making. Biases caused by our evolution tend to influence us to favor the status quo, undervalue others' assets, overvalue our own, and avoid taking risks. These biases can lead to poor choices in modern business decisions, including missed opportunities and unnecessary risks. However, the good news is that we can overcome these tendencies through debiasing. By employing techniques like postponing decisions, using data-driven analysis, reflecting on past experiences, and setting up a corporate policy for decision-making, we can avoid being influenced by our biases and make better decisions. Simple techniques like meditation are also helpful in increasing self-awareness and reducing the impact of cognitive biases in decision-making. Common attribution biases. The human mind tends to make quick judgments about people and groups, leading to common attribution biases. The fundamental attribution error refers to the tendency to attribute someone's actions to their personality instead of external factors. The group attribution error leads to stereotyping. Both biases contribute to the ultimate attribution error, where undesirable group traits are attributed to internal characteristics. To counter these biases, it's important to refrain from making snap judgments and try to view situations from other perspectives. The empathy gap bias and false consensus effect also have a significant impact on how we judge others. To avoid falling into these traps, it's important to seek objective views and broaden our perspective to understand the underlying factors that contribute to a person's behavior. Overcoming cognitive biases in leadership. The book encourages leaders to overcome their cognitive biases that distort decision-making, teamwork, and opportunities. Many CEOs suffer from confirmation bias, belief bias, and the ostrich effect. They dismiss contradictory information and refuse to acknowledge their errors, leading to disastrous results like the bankruptcy of Barings Bank. Additionally, individualism causes leaders to claim successes as their own while blaming others for failures due to the self-serving bias. The illusory truth effect makes people believe statements based on their frequency, regardless of their truthfulness. The mere exposure effect normalizes threatening or new things, while the halo effect and horns effect overemphasize either positive or negative traits of individuals. To counteract these biases, leaders must do their due diligence, offer employees incentives to present contrary opinions, change perspectives, and build trust. Finally, providing positive reinforcement helps accept new viewpoints and move forward. Avoiding confidence biases. Overconfidence in decision-making can lead to costly mistakes. The Dunning-Kruger effect highlights how a lack of knowledge leads to overconfidence. Optimism and pessimism biases are also connected to overconfidence. To avoid such biases, balance team conflicts by having optimists generate ideas that pessimists refine. Consider all possible outcomes to avoid the planning fallacy, and test new ideas on a small scale before implementing them. Take time to understand other perspectives and solicit expert advice. Defining corporate policies also helps keep decisions balanced. Overcoming attention biases. This summary identifies different biases that affect our judgment and lead us to focus on trivial details. The author highlights how these attention biases hinder rational judgments in various scenarios and proposes ways to overcome them. The article emphasizes the need to focus on probability and past experiences to improve decision-making skills. The article highlights that people tend to overlook significant issues and focus on minor disagreements due to attention biases. Surrogation bias is another factor that leads to irrational decisions, driven by false data. The example of Enron illustrates how pressure to deliver short-term gains through hyperbolic discounting can cloud judgment and lead to fraudulent activities. Omission bias is another attention bias that makes people avoid taking crucial decisions, leading to disastrous results. The author also mentions bike-shedding bias, where trivial matters take up too much time while ignoring more critical issues. The survivorship and outcome biases exacerbate attention biases by focusing on available information, leading to poor judgments. To counter attention biases, the author proposes ways such as examining alternate avenues, luck-proofing decisions, learning from past experiences, committing to clear decision-making policies, and focusing on probabilities. The article emphasizes that these approaches can optimize judgment skills, ultimately leading to more rational decision-making strategies. Combating biases in the workplace. Learn how the Dangerous Judgment Errors in Your Workplace tool can help identify and combat biases in your organization. Answer 30 questions and evaluate the frequency and severity of biases, then develop an action plan to eliminate them. Do biases exist in your workplace? The Dangerous Judgment Errors in Your Workplace tool can help you evaluate and eliminate them for good. By answering 30 questions in 20 seconds, you can determine the frequency and severity of biases in your organization. Once you've completed the questionnaire, tally your answers to see where your company lies on the spectrum of dangerous judgment errors. Next, it's time to determine how much biases are costing your company. How much could you save by eliminating, say, 20% of those judgment errors? While some costs like missed deadlines may be easy to calculate, others like internal team conflicts may be more difficult to assess. Based on your analysis, select no more than 3 areas that need prompt attention and develop a plan to eliminate those biases. The Dangerous Judgment Errors in Your Workplace tool is crucial in identifying biases that exist in your organization and providing a plan to combat them. Use it to take the first step towards a more inclusive and productive work environment.
By uncovering the dangers of human cognitive biases, Never Go With Your Gut highlights the critical importance of rational, informed decision-making for leaders in the modern business world. The book equips readers with a better understanding of how their instincts can lead them astray and offers actionable strategies for overcoming these pitfalls. Tsipursky's insights encourage leaders to embrace a data-driven, conscious decision-making process that mitigates biases and their adverse effects on business outcomes. With its practical tips on fostering a more reflective, analytical mindset in the workplace, this book can serve as a valuable resource for leaders seeking to excel in an increasingly complex, competitive landscape.